The Protégé Podcast. Your fortnightly look into the biggest things happening in the legal profession for the next generation of lawyers.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Protégé Podcast, the show for law students, grads and juniors right across the country who are hungry for insights, inspiration and real conversations with the next generation of legal leaders. I'm your host, Grace Robbie, and I'm thrilled to be joined by David Fischl, Legal Digital Transformation Lead Partner and Corporate and Commercial Team Lead Partner at Hiscksons Hunt & Hunt. David, welcome, and special welcome. You're in our studio today as well.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me, Grace. I'm really excited to talk about AI today.
I am as well. And now today, David just teased a little bit, we will be exploring how young lawyers can best prepare for a career in law in the era of artificial intelligence, discuss the key skills and considerations they need to develop to stay competitive as AI continues to reshape the legal industry, and examine whether AI presents young lawyers with a unique opportunity or a new set of challenges. But before we dive in all into that, David, could you share us a little brief insight into your legal career thus far?
Happy, Grace. So I've been at Hiscksons for 25 years. I did the usual rotations as a lawyer, and then I settled in corporate commercial doing technology transactions work. And I love the technology transactions work. But in the last 5 years, it's become clear that there's so much more we can do for our clients and so much better lives we can create for our people by using AI and tech to help us. So that's why I've now taken on the role of Legal Digital Transformation Partner.
Amazing. And what does a day for David look like? What are you doing on your normal 9 to 5, even though boys don't do a 9 to 5? But what does your day look like?
A typical day is working with our lawyers who are part of the digital transformation team and also our engineers who are doing the coding. And it's about translating what our clients need help with and also what our lawyers need help with and making tech to help them with their work.
Amazing. And having practiced, like you mentioned, for nearly 25 years, I think you're going to have a great insight into this. How have you seen AI transform the legal profession, and how is it changing the way that lawyers are working today?
My view is now it's never been a better time to be a lawyer. So when I started law, and as most people who started law, the first few years are lots of document review, especially if you're in litigation. Mm-hmm. But with AI, we can fast forward and really speed up the way lawyers learn. And so they can get into the more human part, which is why I became a lawyer.
Mm. And are you saying, like you mentioned, I think I know what your answer is, do you think these changes are a good or bad thing for the legal profession?
I think it's a wonderful thing for the legal profession. I think that as a junior lawyer, if you go to the right place and you have the right technology to help you, you'll learn so much faster than I did when I was a junior lawyer.
You're not even learning faster. I know a lot of people that I speak to, they're like, it's cutting down the tasks, the mundane tasks that take up a lot of time, and sort of, like you mentioned, you want to be a lawyer to help people have that hands-on impact. You don't have to worry about so much scanning through thousands and hundreds of pages of documents. You can foster more time in the more important things that you wanted to do as being a lawyer as well.
Yeah, so when I became a lawyer, I wanted to help people and I wanted to be involved in strategy, the two real fun things about being a lawyer. But when you start in many years ago, the first 3 or 4 years is document review. Mm. And lawyers stick around for that because they get the nuggets of information from their supervising partners. But those are not common, and so you spend a lot of time reviewing documents.
Yeah, and while none of us can truly answer what the future of AI looks like without a crystal ball, I would still like to know, how do you envision the legal profession evolving as AI continues to shape and integrate into the legal profession in so many ways for the years to come?
So I think the AI is most effectively put into law with some of the lower level tasks initially. And then as time goes by, AI will help with other tasks. But it's really helping the tasks that lawyers never wanted to do in the first place.
Mm. And like you mentioned, the tasks, what tasks do you think they'll start to do more of in the coming years?
So I'll give you an example from my firm. Mm. So we have a number of practice areas where documents come in. And when you're reviewing those documents, you're looking for similar things. And so as a junior lawyer, once you learn to find those things you're looking for, then you can start doing high-level orders of work. And so AI will find those areas, and then those junior lawyers then get to be much more involved in strategy, talking to their clients, advising on areas of law, the really exciting parts.
So you feel like maybe AI will allow junior lawyers to sort of rise up within the ranks and within responsibilities within their firms due to them being able to help them in those sort of areas?
Absolutely. Because the way a law firm was structured initially, that's what you wanted junior lawyers to do, is to review documents. And clients were very happy with lawyers reviewing those documents, junior lawyers reviewing those documents, because that's what needed to be done. But the partners are busy people and the senior associates are busy people and they need help. So if junior lawyers aren't spending time reviewing documents, and they get to help the partners and the senior associates doing that strategy work.
Sounds like we're going to have a stronger legal profession by the way that you're describing it. But with so much change that's sweeping through the legal profession, which are transformations the industry hasn't seen in decades, I feel like, have you noticed young lawyers and law students feeling worried or uncertain about what the future of the legal profession withholds with so much uncertainty?
Yes, I've definitely heard that. But once you sit down and explain to them how AI is going to help and how it's going to do the tasks that they really weren't that fond of in the first place, they become much more motivated and excited and keen to be involved in that transformation. That's what's exciting about being a junior lawyer now, is not only can you get the help of the AI, but you can actually be involved in shaping how AI works in your area of law.
That's amazing. And it's a two-part question. First off, you mentioned you are hearing worries from the ground level. What are law students saying to you when it comes to the conversation of AI and what that looks like within the profession?
Well, there are some people that give some negative comments around what the future is for lawyers, but law has been a very strong profession for a long time, and law is required to help lots and lots of people. And actually the biggest issue at the moment is lawyers aren't able to help enough people, because there are a lot of people that need help. And so there's going to be more work than ever for lawyers.
So would you say that AI is opening new opportunities for young lawyers in compared to maybe the challenges that some of them might have and might think that AI presents for them?
Yes, I do.
That's amazing. And what sort of opportunities do you feel like AI is presenting them in comparison to other years? I know you mentioned that they get to do different tasks now. They won't have to focus more about documentation. But what other opportunities do you think that this technology is going to present to them?
So because it's so good at document review and finding the needles in the haystack, there's a lot of law and a lot of clients that want strategy and advice, but there isn't enough time for the more senior lawyers to do all that work. So they need help with that work. So those junior lawyers can rise to the higher occasion and provide that strategy and human advice. And there's also lawyers have never been able to advise on, so lower level type tasks that lawyers have always been too expensive to do. So with AI, that makes much more cost effective. So us as lawyers, we can help a wider range of people.
I'm talking with David Fischl, and we'll be right back. And welcome back. While we're focusing on the opportunities that AI is presenting and bringing to the legal profession, I think it's equally important to discuss the skills and strategies that can help law students and young lawyers prepare to be successful in this changing career and era of the legal industry. So with that in mind, do you think the skills required for law students and young lawyers entering the profession today have evolved compared to what was once considered an essential skill to have as a lawyer?
I think the skills you need to be a successful lawyer are exactly the same. So you need to be a really inquisitive person. You need to be like a sponge. You need to be really keen to learn. The opportunity now for lawyers is to learn even faster than they had before. And so being inquisitive, trying new things, experimenting, that's the way you succeed in law.
Amazing, because I know a lot of people have worries and doubts that now that AI and this new technology is coming in, that the skills that is required to be a lawyer in this day and age has changed because of that. But you're coming from the point where, well, those skills that require to be a successful lawyer, they're still there, but you just need a bit more expertise in different areas now, it sounds like.
That's right. So maybe the expertise before was sitting, reviewing a document day after day for a week. Now, there is a certain skill in doing that, but is that exciting? Probably not. And so, but there are other skills in law which are more exciting. And that's really getting in and advising, considering strategy. And that's what clients really want. That's what they need. And so if lawyers are not doing that mundane document review, then they have much more time to give the clients what they really want.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I guess in general, those skills are never going to go away. Like, lawyer is such a impersonal and face-to-face career that with AI being implemented in it, those embedded skills, they're not going to just disappear because a bit of technology comes in and is doing the mundane things. It's still more important now than ever.
It's more important than ever now, because that's what people want. People want the human touch, people want the strategy and the connection, and that's what there's more time to give now for.
Would you say, though, AI is presenting law students with the need to sort of not evolve, but upskill themselves in how to utilize that more efficiently, with it being such a competitive industry in general, do you feel like people that have the expertise and knowledge of how to use AI successfully will be able to stand out within their cohort?
Definitely. Well, most people have the skills in generative AI. They've only had it for a few years. So not many people have a huge head start on other people. So experimenting and getting involved, yes, if you learn how to prompt better and you understand about context in prompting, then you're going to be much more experienced and a much better lawyer when you use AI.
Coming from your end of the spectrum and other people that you talk to who are leaders in the law firms, are they looking for law students and young lawyers who are equipped with using AI? Because I know a lot of law students might just know how to, put something in ChatGPT and get an answer with it, but are they looking for those who are able to use legal tech stacks and these evolving platforms that we're seeing being embedded within the legal profession? Is that a key standout for a candidate?
Actually, no. I think what we're looking for are people who are really inquisitive. They're keen to go off on their own and research and find out things and then come back. I think that keenness to learn and ability to want to learn new things all the time is actually what I want to see in a junior lawyer. Because once they're in, you can teach anyone anything, but it's their ability and keenness to learn that is everything.
Yeah, I guess it's like a passion wanting to learn. Those are two standouts because like you said, at the end of the day, you can teach anyone how to do tasks and how to, prepare certain things. But if they don't have the drive or passion to want to do that, but also do it to a high standard, who knows? Yeah.
Absolutely right. Drive and passion is everything. The ability for a junior lawyer to sit down and say, I want to take control of this matter. I want to be the conductor. I want to help you do what you need to do to help your life as a partner, make it better. That's what I want to see in a junior lawyer. All the rest of the parts can easily be taught. You just juniors need to just have hunger to learn.
But also just show good leadership as well, like from someone that's high up in a law firm. Like you might see yourselves in that person who's wanting to who are like a thirst and hunger to learn and sort of not just prove themselves, but show themselves to the older lawyers in the law firm as well.
Yeah, there's nothing more inspiring for me than a junior lawyer that's hungry to learn. And if I can help them learn, that is so energizing for us as partners because we just see them growing and learning more and helping more with higher level tasks.
Amazing. And a bit pivot back towards what we were talking about before. Beyond just the skills young lawyers need to develop or prioritize, we also mentioned how familiarize, that's a difficult word to say. Familiarizing themselves with AI is something that's also needed. It's not, a necessary, but it's also needed with them being a lawyer right now. How best can young lawyers start familiarizing themselves and begin feeling confident with using this new and evolving technology when it's not really learnt within, universities at the moment right now?
No, and it's not that hard to pick up either. So really it's experimentation. That's how I learned over the last few years. And it's really when you get a legal task to do, and even in your personal life, if you've got tasks to do, always see how you can use AI to help you do it. And you learn so fast. You put in a prompt that doesn't work and then you put another prompt in that does work and you just learn and learn and learn. It's not something that takes a long time. In fact, the best people at using AI are really the best communicators.
Yeah, I feel like it's very much a trial and error right now. No one can say that they're the expert of AI because it's just changing and who knows what it looks like. But like you said, I think it's just pivoting out some time in your life to sort of play around with it and get a feel. Because one piece of advice that I've been told is always challenge what they say to you. So don't just ask one prompt and let it go because there's so many other things that you can utilize it for by just playing around and finding that time to do so.
Completely agree. There's probably 100 ways to prompt any task you do in AI. And really, it's just communication. You tell the model the background, tell it what you want, and then you get the best answer. So it's just experience.
I'm talking with David Fischl, and we'll be right back. And welcome back. While it's crucial for young lawyers to develop the technical skills and learn how to effectively use AI like we just mentioned, we also touched on it before, but the traditional soft skills like communication, judgment, strategy talking, and client management you mentioned it remains just as important in this era of automation. Can you just expand on it a bit more on why you think those soft skills aren't going away within the legal profession and they're here to stay?
So when people go and brief professional advisors, what they're looking for is a way of reducing risk. And the way you reduce risk is by building trust with your client and then understanding them, getting the client to understand that you understand them, and then giving them advice. And that's all soft skills. So if you're a great communicator, and you're going to be a great lawyer.
Amazing. And then, yeah, like you mentioned before just then, it's not stuff that law firms just want. It's what clients want to see as well from the lawyers. They don't want someone that can just regurgitate information to them that they don't understand. Sometimes the legal jargon is difficult. They want someone that because when you go to a lawyer, it's not because you're having a fun time. You're there for a real serious issue. So you want someone that's able to sort of assist you and have a hands-on and just a caring, proactive way of dealing with their issues.
Yes, so clients want trust and they want advice, and you have to build rapport. So it's all human connection. That is never going away.
That's important, because I know a lot of young lawyers, when they say, they're like, I think within AI, you're losing, and technology, you're losing that human connection. But you're saying, well, no, I think it's now more than ever within this time.
More than ever. And that's the exciting part, because junior lawyers will get to do that earlier than they ever did.
Amazing. And at the same time, we discussed that it's important for law students to have the initiative to go out and test prompting themselves and start learning how to use this technology, and that's taking over the legal profession. Do you feel like it's universities and law schools' duty to start preparing the law students to be able to do this effectively, so they don't have to go on this journey alone, and they're able to have the assistance and mentors of people who are skilled within doing that?
I think it would help, definitely. To me, the best part of way of performing law is about understanding your client and their business. And so being inquisitive again about the business and client is important. So being skilled, or just knowing how to ask questions and not being afraid to ask questions, is really a skill that's required.
And what way would you recommend? Say you're pitching to universities, what would you like for them to implement to ensure that those things are being achieved and that law students are being prepared for that?
Training people to inquire and ask those questions and not be afraid to ask those questions. I became a better lawyer when I wasn't afraid to ask questions. And because those questions give you context, which means you can give much better advice. So training people on how to communicate and ask questions and get ideas and convey is everything.
That's amazing. And before we wrap up today, what advice would you give to law students who feel intimidated by the pace of technology change in the profession and are just a bit confused and a bit sort of worrisome about what AI is going to do for the profession?
So if you're an inquisitive person, you like talking to people, and you are really keen to learn, it's never going to be a better time to be a lawyer. And I think that, however, it's also important that you choose the right law firm to go to. And so you want to go to a firm where you're going to be doing the future of law work. So you don't want to be going to a place which is doing old law, which is just reviewing documents. You want to be able to go to a place that has AI that can assist you, and partners and senior associates and special counsels who are there to teach and help you learn.
Well, David, thank you so much for taking the time to come visit me today as well and being
Grace.
here. And I also want to thank the listener for tuning in. If you enjoy this episode, please give us a rating and a review on whatever platform you use to listen to podcasts, as will help other lawyers discover and enjoy this show. And if you have any other ideas on episodes we can run in the future, please get in touch at editor@lawyersweekly.com.au. You can also reach us on social media. See you again next time.